Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction. I'm going to be sharing a portion of the comedyhype YouTube channel interview with Tasha K, where they talked about a number of different things, but this portion, she's being asked about Bishop T.D. Jakes, and Tasha K goes into someone that she has exposed before, who honestly has exposed himself, and that is Larry Reid of the Larry Reid Live channel. We've talked about him a little bit over here on the Being Beautifully Honest channel, and I thought this was appropriate based on some information that I just shared today with regards to how he, in my personal opinion, threw his mentee under the bus by being on a live conversation with another content creator that his mentee has had personal issues with, basically because of Larry Reid. I don't even believe it had anything that it was personal between the two of them. And that content creator came out to say that Larry's mentee has the high five. And so we talked about that a little bit. I shared a clip of Larry Reid basically saying that he believes 12 and 13-year-olds are considered adults. So basically, he was laying the groundwork to groom people who are not legally able to give consent, as well as him being able to have these conversations, in my personal opinion, possibly with minors, to say, well, you know, when a little girl can have her menstrual cycle at 12 or 13 years old. So, you know, that really means that they are basically an adult. This is what I believe. This is what I believe that a lot of sick people think in their minds. And this actually takes me back to some commentary that I gave some time ago when I talked about how I feel that a lot of people need to remember that the age of consent, even though it may be 16 years old in some states may be 17, some may be 18, it doesn't mean that that age of consent is really an adult. It definitely doesn't mean that they are mature, because we already know that that's not the case. And how crazy is it that you have to be at least 21 years old to be able to buy alcohol and consume it? But if you're 16 years old, it's okay for you to have sex with someone. It's crazy. But like I was saying, those laws were put in place by men. I talked about this before. So when I heard her talking about this, I was like, wow, this just goes back to so many things that I had already talked about. So let's just go ahead and get into this.
I feel like it's swallowed and you can't get up.
Now, was that ridiculous when you? Let me ask you, when was the first time you heard about a T.D. Jakes rumor like that?
Oh, I've been new. There's these little gay boys on YouTube that are pastors, right? I exposed them. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
T.D. Jakes was involved with them.
Copy.
Bishop A.R. Jordan, his son Messiah, Mansa, whatever his name is. Mansa was supposedly a mentee of T.D. Jakes. Larry Reid, come in my mouth, Reid, only if you 17 or below. Reid. All of them running together. What you running with, niggas? What you running with for? That are pastors. What is you doing over there, TD?
It just makes me think about, of course, the late Eddie Long, and how that was maybe the first time we saw a black preacher get put in that type of...
I don't think Eddie Long was gay. I don't.
Well, I love to hear, like, why.
You like to hear, here it go. There's a clip. Them little boys Shout out to my late hairstylist, William Alexander, who knew the Bishop Eddie Long victims. Mm-hmm. It's a small world in the gay community, okay? Them little boys been trying to scheme and sham. And when they did that interview with the news, I forgot what news station it was, and they asked,
it was CNN, I believe.
And they asked, well, what type of things was there any inappropriateness or sex? We never said there was sex. We never said there was anything, there was just things that was inappropriate. Him massaging my shoulders. Never no penetration.
All right, so I don't know about all of that stuff, but if you all saw Bishop Eddie Long before he got up out of here, it wasn't looking very healthy, if you know what I mean. And honestly, he, I believe, reminds me of Larry Reid even more so, because Larry Reid doesn't claim that he's gay either. I don't know what all of the ins and outs were when it came to Bishop Eddie Long, because I'll be honest, I didn't really follow a whole lot of that story, and that was many years ago. And so where we are in present day, we actually hear Larry Reid talking about he's sucked a peen before. He's had his sucked before by a male. We've heard audio of him saying that he's inserted his peen into another man and put his spirit in him, is the words that he used. But he's not claiming any labels. He's just disgusting. And so when I hear Tasha K saying that Bishop T.D. Jakes was involved in the circle of Larry Reid, Larry Reid's mentor, Bishop Bernard Jordan, and Bernard Jordan's son, Manasseh Jordan, and Larry Reid was coming out saying that Manasseh was going to be filing a lawsuit. I never heard Manasseh say he was filing a lawsuit. It just makes you wonder, was someone quietly paid off? Like Christian Keys? Because whatever happened with Christian Keys? When he came out and he got the sympathies of so many people worked out, and I came out and I just said that if he's not going to name names, then why are you even sharing this information? Because you're alluding to it being an individual that a lot of people are going to blame, and it may not even be that person, but a lot of us may think that it is. And now we don't hear him talking about that anymore. So was he paid off? Was that like his threat that I'm about to push this button unless you know, like, was that some low-key extortion? I don't know. But to hear that Bishop T.D. Jakes was in the circles of Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan, who was Larry Reid's mentor, and the son, to me, the whole thing just sounds like a big old mess. And we're just in the month of March. So much more, I believe, is going to be revealed. But when I heard Tasha K talking about the gay pastors on YouTube, I automatically knew who she was going to be referencing, and indeed, it definitely was Larry Reid. But you know something? I definitely believe that Larry Reid's mentee knows a whole lot more than what he has put out there. And if Larry Reid can't make his, like in his words, can't make his hoe happy, then he might be coming out here and exposing a whole lot more than we know right now that some of us just may be assuming. So it might be in Larry Reid's best interest to do what is necessary to make amends with his mentee. But to be honest with you, I would love for there to be a break in that, because it really did and does disgust me when I see the mentee come out and he's doing these videos pretty much acting as Larry Reid's advocate, low-key like his attorney in some way, shape, or form, and he's out here presenting his case before the public on YouTube to try to dispel the information that was already put out there. And when Vincent came out and shared the information that he shared about Larry Reid, which got some traction for a minute, the mentee came out to try to dispel what was put out there. And now Larry's allowing his mentee to be exposed by William McRae when William McRae said that Larry's mentee has the high five. So listen, this is just a big old mess, and I really am hoping that TD Jakes did not pay him, meaning Larry Reid, and anybody else off, because if it's true, just put the information out there versus paying people off to stay quiet. But I mean, I get it. It's such a big dynasty at this point, TD Jakes and the ministry that he has built. Notice I say he has built, not God. He has built, that he can't afford for it to be taken down by any scandals like this. So we'll see what more comes of this. But when I hear that Tasha K says Bishop TD Jakes is in the circles of Larry Reid and Bishop Bernard Jordan, and then I remember hearing Larry Reid saying that Manasseh was his mentee, meaning TD Jakes' mentee. But that whole situation, it's just filthy, it's dirty. I would love to find out what else there is, but I'm not going to be digging it up to find out what else there is. But oh my God, this stuff has nothing to do with God. It is all based on their own actions, and these people are filthy. Larry Reid claiming that a 12 and 13-year-old is considered an adult. Basically, they are the ones that I believe he would be extremely interested in grooming. Not saying that he would go there physically with them at that time, but he's claiming that he had done things around that age, and then he was saying that that's considered an adult. So it's like him saying, well, if I had to do it and if I did it around those ages, I don't think there's anything wrong with some young boys around that age doing those things to me and me doing some things to them. That's how it sounded. So I just wanted to share that little clip. Again, it wasn't very long, but it was from the comedyhype interview that was done with Tasha K, and she was asked about it, as you heard. She was asked about TD Jakes, and she immediately went into how TD Jakes is in the circles of these, what she called, gay pastors here on YouTube. And it makes me wonder, because I don't know anything about Bishop Bernard Jordan, but is he gay? Is he married? If he was married, I mean, like, what is going on with that? Because you know the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. So if Larry Reid is doing stuff like this, I would believe that Bishop Bernard Jordan, he is engaging in these types of things as well. And so for those two to have a conference in Atlanta where people were going to be paying $4,600 a head to go to, maybe that was just a high price orgy. I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with the Lord. So anyway, guys, you can let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and I'm going to say bye.